local people and how it.
Yeah.
So his. Your empathy.
Yeah. It was like a sheriff or something.
Art group.
Not art, but it was I'm just blank on it. I'm not having a good job with names today. But
I think who else at
well,
Kelly.
he's with the St. Paul's little committee. Phil Lennox.
Interview with him.
Did. Yeah, he had lots of good stuff.
So I feel like I have a responsibility to these people who gave their time for an interview and all that stuff.
Well, at least it's captured. That's
Yeah.
the most important thing. And then
I guess as long as somebody ends up with the material.
puts it out eventually. Yeah.
Sometimes people said, oh, I don't want that in the, don't put that in. So then I have to go in and try to edit it out of audio and stuff like that. Margaret Hill, who was, and Keith Mobley, all those people. I know. South County.
I got some I got some of the badges, some of the Peace Force
Really?
badges and the patches.
Oh, I'd love to have a photograph of those.
I almost got a uniform and I just missed it. I was like, oh.
Your mom gave me a pack of cards that she.
Yeah.
I have that. I mean, I will acknowledge all these things. All right. Hmm.
Here I am back there. I got a fungus in my fingernail and I'm back there fumbling trying to get one.
Gosh.
Yeah. Well, we're
I
done.
get up here and there's one ear.
Yeah.
I've never been on this side of the counter here.
I wondered how long you got a very disadvantaged spot.
Yeah.
Mhm. Because I'm terribly hard of hearing. Right now I've got a stuffed up head that feels about that big around. So keep me up to speed if you could.
Yeah.
Are they? I can't hear what you said.
Are you ready to start?
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for Sandy. It looked like she had her hands full for a minute. Is it too early for us to start? I can give it another minute or two. I didn't want to overload you. I thought you would. You're ready now. All right. I'll slide up here and try to see the print. This is the time of the month of the day whenever we get back together. It seems like the Historic Landmark Commission to meet. City of the Dalles. We will have a call to order to see who is here, and we're here. Now we'll try a roll caller. Who wants to make the roll call today?
Her is the new administrative assistant. I moved to a different position, so she's going to be leading your meetings.
We're ready for our roll call then.
All right. Bob McNary,
Microphone doesn't work.
That I'm already hearing, but that would really be on my.
We could try. So,
Bob McNary,
I'm again, yeah, here.
Forrest Ercole,
Present.
Eric Gleason,
There's
He's-
your,
He raised his hand there.
Present.
hey, Victor Johnson.
Here.
Julie Reynolds,
Here,
and Scott Randall is absent.
Let me get myself organized. I'm very, very hard of hearing, so bear with me and I'll try to. I was afraid we wouldn't have a forum today, so I said I'm gonna go tough it out and the rest of them will have to tough it out. We do have a forum. So. The next item on our agenda is our pledge of allegiance to the flag. And would you help lead that for us today,
we'll
please?
do that. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, visible, liberty and justice for all. Amen. Oh, man, what am I, where am I been? Okay. Thank you. Now. I would like, before I ask for approval to the agenda. Add 1 2-minute item. For 3. And ever short remembrance of Carl Goodwin. Who's a member of our mission here for a very, very short time. And I think that we, as commission, ought to have at least a moment of silence. So I'd like to add that to the agenda. Anyone else got something they'd like to add to the agenda? Okay, I entertain a motion that we approve the agenda as it has been amended. Here.
I'm not a voting member.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I'm a liaison.
You are a
Well, I'm a
voter.
vote member?
Yeah,
Okay, so I can move that we vote to
So
approve the amended agenda.
okay, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
I thought maybe that I've been gone so long that they promoted.
but I
you
moved
up.
up. No, I'm the museum commission.
I'm glad to hear that, and I'm glad you're still there, so, thank you. All right, now we got the agenda. I don't know where we'll fit that into. Maybe this is an appropriate time right now. Remember Carl? I'm sure that everyone in this room has had an opportunity to work with Carl. And Carl came to town not too long after I did. And I have been acquainted with him all those years and all the wonderful things that he has initiated and kept going. And that seems to be the bigger item nowadays in our community. Keep it going, getting it initiated, getting it started. Only a small part of it anymore. It don't fill out. Anyone else got something they'd like to add? Carl?
Sang with him on the Cascade Singers for many years. Had a nice voice.
We could all stand for 1 moment of silence for Carl. Thank you. Now. I would like my vice chair take the next agenda, next item on the agenda. Could you do, Paul?
We need to do the approval of the minutes.
I can't put it up.
Oh,
Give me a break, give me a break. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. And I would like to have someone that my vice chairman presume who attended that meeting. I read those minutes and they're exquisite. Whoever typed them up, I'm gonna give a double A to, but I wouldn't want to be sitting here in the seat of a judging whether they were correct or incorrect because I did not attend. So I was going to ask, Horace, will you kind of take the seat for one item?
Not a problem, Bob. So did anyone have any changes, or are the minutes of January 22nd approved as they are? Julie, did
I
you raise
just
your hand?
wanted to say, I'm not a voting member, but it says 7 times in there that I voted in favor. Twice on page 3 and 4 times on page 4, or 3 times on page 4. So I could get fixed every bit.
I don't know if we shouldn't need to explain it, but we will. Do have non-voting members on this committee. But you're one of them, so you're a voter, so you're not a non-member voter, I believe. Is that right, Sandy? This man has been appointed by the city? Oh, okay.
Yeah. He has been, yes, as of Monday night, city council.
I've been absent for one meeting, but it seems like,
A lot happens.
oh, I didn't know what had happened in the interim. Okay, back to
Next,
you. Sorry to interrupt you there, Carl.
Not a problem, Bob. And I saw Eric, you raised your hand there. Did you have any adjustments to the minutes? Okay. So then, if I could get a motion to approve the minutes of January 22nd, 2025, I would take a motion from, well, I guess it was just me and Eric that were there that were the voting members. So,
Also move.
all right, and I'll second that. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All right, Bob, back to you.
That'll still pass with 2. Yeah, okay. I'll abstain. I wasn't here.
Correct.
All right, Bob, I think that concludes my portion there.
Thank you. They were exquisite writing. You can write books and get a chance. Got enough. Got a good feel for. All right. Public comment by the audience, and unless I've missed something, don't have much of an audience, so we'll go over that item. So we're back down now to public hearing. And organize. Got my rules and regulations. Now is the time for a public hearing for Park Landmark Commission application 219-24. Ellen Potter, 102 East Second Street. And they've approved, the request is to approve the painting of a mural on the south facing alley wall of the subject property. So How are you at public reading, my young man?
Uh,
Yeah,
I'm not so great with the vision, but
Oh,
we got there.
well, I passed this around so we can all feel. I know you're a new man of the block. Oh,
Here,
yeah.
I'll bring my cheaters.
He's been doing it
Yeah.
before. And I'll let you have a copy so you can practice. How's that?
substantive criteria upon which the Historic Landmarks Commission will base its decision in this matter are contained in the city's comprehensive plan and the land use and development ordinances. A public hearing is required by law and certain rules apply. First and foremost, you must be recognized by the chair in order to speak and present testimony. When recognized by the chair, please proceed to the microphone and state your name and mailing address for the record. Hearing is required by law to be tape recorded. Generally, the public hearing procedure is as follows. A, prior to the public hearing, a determination will be made of the qualifications of the commission members and allow for challenges from the audience. I will open the public hearing with a staff report. Purpose of the staff report at this point is to further identify the applicable criteria of the case being considered and to provide background information about the case. After the staff report, we will hear testimony from the proponents, those persons in favor of the application. Next, there will be testimony from the opponents, those not in favor of the application. Next, there will be testimony from anyone else who wishes to offer testimony or ask questions. Then, to honor the right of rebuttal, we will again hear from those in favor of the application. To expedite the hearing, the commission members may ask questions of persons as they testify. When this process has been concluded, we will close the public testimony portion of the hearing. During the hearing, some important standards apply. First of all, those who testify must hold their testimony to the decision criteria as in all land use hearings. There are a complete set of rules, procedures, and criteria we must follow. Second, failure to raise an issue accompanied by statements or evidence sufficient to afford the commission members and the parties an opportunity to respond to that issue precludes an appeal to the Land Use Board of Appeals based on that issue. Third, the failure of an applicant to raise constitutional or other issues relating to proposed conditions of approval with details specific enough to allow the city to respond to the issue precludes an action for damages in circuit court. Fourth, prior to the conclusion of the public hearing, any participant may request an opportunity to present additional evidence, arguments, or testimony regarding the application. If such a request is made, the law states the commission must grant the request by either continuing the hearing to a time and date at least 7 days from the date of the initial hearing, or the record must be kept open for a period of at least 7 days. These are the rules. Are there any questions?
No. Comments? Well. As the applicant present what's gonna happen. Where are they?
The applicant is online.
Staff report.
So I'll do the staff report
Yeah.
first.
Oh, I gotta make that be right. The staff report come first. All right. Who's gonna present a staff report? Andy?
Mhm.
Conflict of interest bias.
Oh. Any one of us in this commission got a conflict of interest? With any of the applicants?
If a person did have a conflict, or we still have enough people to vote on this, okay. I would say there's no financial help, but I would say maybe there's like an extended family kind of duration, maybe for me. Maybe.
Thank you. Oh, I overlooked that. Okay, now am I ready for the staff report? Sorry about that, I'm out of kilter.
You're okay. It's all good. Okay, thank you, Chair McNary. For the record, Sandy Freund with the City of the Dalles Planning Department, Senior Planner and your HLC Coordinator, good evening, members of the commission. This is a request by the applicant, Miss Ellen Woods Potter, excuse me, of the Dalles Art Center, to have painted Winnie the Pooh and Friends mural on the south-facing alley wall of the building at 102 East Second Street. The mural will be approximately 8 feet by 16 feet and painted by the Dalles Art Center Summer Camp students under the guidance of local muralist and instructor Danae Mannion. The property is located at 102 East Second Street, and that should be, you can see it in the overhead slide here. And again, the mural is going to be where this yellow arrow is pointing on the south-facing alley wall. Excuse me. And this would be looking from West Second Street east towards the existing structure building. So the subject building is located within the Dalles Commercial Historic District and added as part of the Historic District's designation in November of 1986. However, the building's historic status per SHPO is characterized as not eligible, non-contributing. Per the Oregon Historic Site Record, the building was constructed circa 1930 and named the Union Oil Building. Today, the building is comprised of 2 tenants, a medical office and for chiropractic services and professional offices, insurance. In attachment 1 of your staff report, this would be the location, the south-facing alley wall, showing the proposed location of the mural. And again, this back portion of the building is comprised of wood paneling and not brick like the rest of the building. In attachments 3 and 4 of your packet are these photos. Attachment 3 is an original sketch of Winnie the Pooh by Polly Hudson in 1959. And attachment number 4 is the text explaining that sketch. And then attachment 2 in your packet is of Pooh and Friends in the 100-acre wood. So the mural project is going to be an incorporation of these scenes of the 100-acre wood, Winnie the Pooh and Friends, and Winnie the Pooh, of course, as shown on these slides. And it's proposed the mural to be in a similar style and color that we're seeing in these photos. And also the applicant is present in the meeting, and she could probably provide extensive information if I missed any here. I spoke to her several times to clarify this project. It sounds like a great project. So with that, this application and this proposal has met all the applicable criteria of the Secretary of the Interior standards and the Dalles Municipal Code Title 11. Staff recommends HLC adopt resolution number 205-25, granting approval to paint a mural on the south-facing alley wall of 102 East Second Street based on findings of fact with conditions of approval. With that, I'll conclude my presentation. I'm open for any questions you might have. And we can also hear from the applicant if there are no questions. Thank you.
Too. I'll get my acting rhythm, have faith in me. It's fine. I am going to commend someone. We have approved murals for walls. There are many, many locations in this city. Never had a clue what the mural was gonna look like at our approval. So this is a step up. A step up, we know something that's going to be there. I'm sorry I missed it, but is the applicant on Zoom?
Yes, she is. Mhm.
I think now, if you will forgive my blundering, it's her turn to speak.
All right. Hi, I'm Ellen Potter. I'm the executive director at the Dalles Art Center. And One second, you get that off. All right. And I am applying for this mural painting to be done on 102 East Second Street, on the back side of that building, is an opportunity for the students to learn mural painting and get some hands-on involvement with public art in the community. We have 2 weeks of camps that will be working on it. First, it would be the 1st to 3rd grade group, followed by the 4th to 6th grade group, which would do the finishing work. I was recently involved with a mural program, artist in residence program, that Danae was the instructor on at St. Mary's Academy, with which she had hands-on experience working with kids of all of these ages, including even younger. I have full confidence in her ability to guide them and make this something that is really beautiful for the community as well. The concept of the subject material was, as seen in those photos, there was a mural of Winnie the Pooh and Friends originally in the Carnegie Library, downstairs where the children's room was. That is the only portion of it that is remaining. They popped a little frame around it. We wanted to give a nod to the Art Center with this mural without blatantly screaming, "This is the Art Center's piece." So we thought that that would be a really sweet way to kind of bring a vintage aspect to it, make it very children friendly. It's going to be a mural that kids will appreciate as well, and to just bring a little bit of fun and levity to the Dalles.
Thank you. Anyone got a question of the applicants at this point? Any commissioner? Go ahead.
Ellen, is the idea to do the mural right on the existing siding, or with panels and install that on the siding?
On the existing siding.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Looks like it's lap siding. I wondered if it would make it hard.
It may, Danae's painted just about every possible surface around town, so she's got the ability to work with it. As a not very small nonprofit organization, obviously our funds are limited on this project, and so getting the owners of the building to offer it up and finding that wall that would work without a whole lot of additions to it, it really just kind of fell into place as long as it gets approved.
I don't have a question, but
Yeah.
I would like to
Make a statement, go right
Yeah, yeah.
ahead.
Okay.
We're pretty relaxed here.
So I would say, yeah, this is a great project, and I think Winnie the Pooh is like a historical character, so that fits as well. Having the kids involved, I think part of the challenge of like historic preservation is that mostly it's senior citizens that are involved. So the idea of getting young people involved with learning about history of the Dalles, history of the buildings, having them have some skin in the game, as we might say, some real buy-in. I think the whole thing I think is super positive. So I think it's a great idea. And I think too, it's kind of a unique spot where people kind of have to discover it a little bit, which makes it cool too. Like there'll be these secret little things in the alleys and stuff like that. So I like that aspect of it as well.
Great time.
And kind of in that way, it also fits in with what the wall dogs were doing, right? By kind of putting murals in the alleys and making people kind of get out and search for them. So I think it fits well with their work as well.
Will it be listed with the other murals? There's a kind of guide to all the murals and something like that earlier.
With the wall dogs, yes, most likely. I still need to speak with them about it. It's kind of, the chicken or the egg. We wanted to get it passed first before we went through all of the additional steps. But yes, I would like it to be on the mural walk. The Art Center has been involved with it in the past, and it looks like we're coming up on a time when we need to talk about continuance of that application. So I think it's kind of perfect timing to slide it in there too.
Anyone got further questions of the applicant? Have no further questions of the applicant. Could ask questions of the staff later, but I would assume if we have a question for staff, that we do it now before we close the public hearing. So, if you have any questions you want to pass on to staff? And if hearing none, I am going to close public hearing. The applicant, whatever number it was, I turned my page too many times. And open the discussion amongst the commissioners by themselves in a sense, but it's an open meeting, so say what you have to say. Forrest, you've been real quiet, but you did a wonderful job when I called upon you. You got anything you'd like to add to this mural business? We was in that business pretty strong for about a year and a half. Got out of the touch.
I really do enjoy the Winnie the Pooh, and it's right next to Bonds Printing where my mother-in-law works, so I'll see it all the time. So I'm really excited for it.
I don't know. You can straighten me out in a hurry, and you will, I'm sure. We don't have control of murals that go on non-historic buildings. Is that an okay question or statement?
No, it's an okay question with a weird answer. Because the building, because it's not historic, typically wouldn't be reviewed for this, but it's because it's in the historic district that we categorize it as an alteration. It's the closest category that it falls under. And it's in line with what was processed and reviewed for the Wall Dogs murals. So we want to stay consistent with how we're reviewing the murals in the historic district and or on buildings that are in the historic district. It's a short answer.
Well, new people coming and going on our commission probably wonder why we're voting on this one and we didn't vote on the Van Bosco down there and so on and so forth. So, I'd like it stated somehow that where our boundaries step in and where they don't.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, it did fall under the review of chapter 11.12 for the historic resources as a mural in the historic district, on a building in the historic district. So that's in the staff report. We were able to make those findings.
There's a fantastic mural in the second on First Street down there, about a block and a half long, it seems like. But was not required to apply to us for permit. That's what I'm getting at, and that's why I thought it should be stated someplace in the step in and when you step out. Any further further comments from the commission? And if not, I will entertain a motion that we approve this application or do something with it.
Well, I'll move that
I'll
we
ma-
approve the.
Oh.
Eric can.
Oh,
Couldn't hear
I'll
you,
make a
Carl.
motion that we approve HLC application 219-24 submitted by Ellen Potter to paint a mural on 102 East Second Street.
I'll second that.
Okay. If there's no further discussion, all in favor of applicant Hector. Remember. my number's right. Applicant. I'm the right one now. 21824, is that right one? Everybody on my agenda.
The case number is 219-24.
29, pardon me.
Correct.
219.
And the resolution is on the screen for you there.
Oh, all in favor of commission? Six members?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Opposed? Well, anybody opposed, the mixed application has been approved. All right, while I've got the floor, we go to HLC resolution 205-25. Ellen Potter, 102 East Second Street. We're ready for a resolution to pass motion, the application that we just got through voting on. Somebody make that motion and second it, we'll get that date.
I'll make a motion to approve HLC resolution 205-25.
I'll say.
Okay, yeah, you might second name, all right. All in favor, raise your right hand,
Aye.
Hi.
opposed,
Aye.
get too far into my office, girls over there. Okay, we're back now to and I am open to anybody who wants to start off with a discussion. Forrest, you're looking up there looking smug.
Well, thank you, Bob, but unfortunately, I don't have any discussion items to bring before the committee tonight.
Eric,
Yeah, I, I mostly have a discussion item related to First Street and the streetscape plans. The city's pretty much gotten to the final design review, and the final design calls for the removal of the historic walls on the Chinatown block, which are part of the historic landscape features of that area that have been determined significant contributions to the National Register District. And I'm concerned that this item has never come before the commission because, you know, here we are talking about a mural on a building that's within the district, but not a contributing building. And I'm concerned that the city hasn't brought this before HLC as a public hearing. I realize that they are going through SHPO review on this separately, but it seems like it needed to have a local landmarks review as well, especially since it's going to be demolishing contributing features to the National Register District. And I just wanted to ask staff why that is.
fully issue. You got anything else to stand amongst us? Come up here, we started something that we point to people and say we tore a board off that building yet, I haven't driven up.
Oh, you need to go, it's changing into court, to our new coordinator, Bob Pollock, has refashioned the interior of the surgeon's quarters to look more like it did when it was court. Also, what we found is, this is a sad thing because of the fire in Rowena and the closure of the Discovery Center, it's immensely increased the traffic to the museum, which is to our benefit. And it's So I'm sorry about the discoveries.
Good.
Report.
I am proud to have you here, need you here. But we need historic people also. They're both, so. Pardon me. All right. Janet, we have done our business with you. You have won approval. You can go get your paintbrush and start painting. And so we thank you. If you have anything you want to tell us if you got something. I'm glad to see you. Usually, about time we vote on the resolution, they fade out. And it's good to see you still there, observing us in action. And this is where we get more action done in our discussion periods than we really do in voting. So, are you familiar with the Landmark Commission at all?
Am I familiar? A bit, yeah. I lived on 10th Street in the Dalles for a bit, and there were several houses around me that were landmarks. I'm familiar with the Herbring House and obviously the Art Center. And I grew up in the area, so pretty familiar with it.
I love to have other people step in here. 90% of the people in the Dell probably do not realize we even have this commission. And whether you want to admit it or not, we do have a little bit of teeth in fight if we have to. And we very seldom ever reject an application, but we have been known to do it. So step in here and listen to us. We don't meet very often. That's where Sandy's got to get busy and find some customers. And so we can meet. Now, I am going to apologize again. I've been sitting beside you. I've known you for 10 years or 15, and I'll be damned if I can come up with your first name.
Victor.
Victor. Run the whole gauntlet. Trying to come up with a name for your first name, and you may have noticed I jumped over it when I had to. Victor, welcome to have you aboard. We have some quirky little things that we do here, but we're pretty honest.
I'm glad to be here.
So I myself have been out. And if my hearing don't improve, for the benefit of the commission, I'm going to have to resign because there's no need of me sitting here and have to have an interpreter on both sides to keep the crowd under control. I'm a crowd control man. So if there's no further items, Andy, when do you think we'll meet again? Do you have a clue?
Well, if we move on the agenda to staff comments, I can answer that question. We have a couple of items in the air right now that might come to the meeting in July. A lot of inquiries and some projects, applications being worked on right now. So definitely July, August, I would anticipate us meeting again. And also we wanted to ask the commission if you still want to review non-contributing murals. So buildings that are not eligible or non-contributing per SHPO. Something to think about.
Thank you.
It seems to me to be a good idea to review things within the historic district, even if they take place on non-contributing buildings.
Thank you.
Question. Being the new guy. So it's not normal to get like an artist rendering like we had today, the Winnie the Pooh thing. That's not typical for like a mural.
I can't speak to past projects. We do have an application in our applications that applicants submit as much material as possible, photos, renderings. And so I don't know about the past mural projects, how they've been brought forward, but Ellen was great to work with on this application, and she provided everything that I needed. Write the report.
Yeah, and I think as far as I know, that's like the first mural that has like kind of a whimsy kind of feel to it,
Mm.
mostly educational or
Mm.
documenting certain things and
Mm.
places and events and things. So I
Seems
really like that idea. A little bit of whimsy is good. Again, try and bring in, the younger people and stuff like that. That's where the future is with, anyway, yeah, thank you.
If there's no one that's entertaining or revolution or anything, I would entertain most to adjourn. We have anything further? Paula?
Commissioner comments. That's
Oh.
what we just did, right?
We had our commissioner. Yeah, turn the page,
Yeah.
that's up made up in the back.
Oh.
That was commissioner's comment. That was there. You want that?
So I'll move that we adjourn if that's everything.
Gonna second it, Carl? No. Gonna second it, Eric?
Sure, I'll second that.
Okay. Oh. Visible. Oh, I got a bunch. Pass. It's right there, it passed. What else?